The world of Castlevania is a very complicated one, and it's only grown more chaotic following the death of Dracula in Season 2. Season 3 introduces new threats and key new players, ultimately setting up an even bigger conflict to come in Season 4. Now, from Carmella's war plans to Alucard's tragic turn to the strange saga of Saint Germain, let's take a closer look at Season 3's ending and how it sets the stage for Season 4. Now beware guys, there's spoilers ahead for Castlevania Season 3, so you've been warned. With Dracula gone, Carmella has ambitious plans to fill the void and become the most powerful vampire queen in Europe. As we learn over the course of Season 3, Carmella wants to expand beyond the limited borders of Styria and grow her own kingdom. In the process, she hopes to use the mountains to create an enormous natural cage for human victims, ensuring an endless supply of blood for she and her sisters.
Brilliant, isn't it?
Now, whether Carmella will be successful in her plot remains to be seen. However, she finally has a key to gaining the manpower she needs to enact her master plan. Now, Hector is now firmly under her control. He can create an endless army of night creatures, which means she now poses a threat that could dwarf even that of Dracula. However, Carmella isn't the only one building an army. Hector's former colleague, Isaac, is busy creating an army of his own. Now, even though he lost many of his forces battling the magician in Season 3, well, it probably won't take him too long to regrow his ranks. One of the big questions leading into Season 4 is whether Isaac will oppose Carmella or join forces. On one hand, Carmella had a direct hand in Dracula's death. On the other hand, Isaac is hell-bent on punishing humanity for destroying his master, and he may find the idea of a several hundred-mile-wide feeding pen to be a very attractive proposition. Dracula may have died in Season 2, but if there's one thing we've learned from the Castlevania games, it's that he always comes back. Now, in the games, Dracula and his floating castle return every 100 years, forcing a member of the Belmont clan or Alucard to take up their weapons and strike down the Lord of Vampires all over again. The Season 3 finale teases the possibility of Dracula's return. Now, we learn that Sala and his fellow monks were helping a night creature open a portal to hell that could have allowed Dracula to escape back into the mortal world. Now, we even see a glimpse of Dracula huddled with his wife Lisa, with the two finding comfort in each other even while trapped in a realm of eternal suffering. Now, it's not entirely clear from that particular scene whether Dracula was reaching for freedom or trying to close the portal himself in order to stay with Lisa, but if the show follows the games, which is never a guarantee, we won't see Dracula return for at least another 99 years. The series would have to jump forward in time and leave behind mortal protagonists like Trevor and Sypha. Alucard may have the most tragic character arc of Season 3. Having achieved his life's goal of slaying his father in Season 2, Alucard has left to find a new purpose. Now, he thought he found companionship and a new role as a vampire hunting mentor with the arrival of Sumi and Taka.
You've been so alone.
It's time for your reward.
Sadly, he learned the hard way how untrustworthy humans can be. In the end, Alucard was forced to kill his students in self-defense. Now, Season 3 ends with Sumi and Taka impaled on stakes outside Castle Dracula. A warning to any others who might make the mistake of double-crossing the son of Dracula.
But this seemed to work well enough. For dead old dad.
If things keep unfolding as they are, Alucard may become every bit the tyrannical villain Dracula was. He's immortal, yet has no one to share his endless life with. He's isolated from humanity and learning the hard way that humans can't be trusted. And as Alucard continues to explore Castle Dracula and unlock its hidden secrets, he may gain even greater power at the expense of his soul. So the series may not even need to resurrect Dracula at this point.
You can't! Show me what I want to see!
Now, Saint Germain is one of the more memorable additions to the cast of Season 3.
I am immortal and glorious, and all these other people smell of piss.
Germain is loosely based on the character from the 2005 video game Castlevania Curse of Darkness. The game presents Germain as a time traveler whose abilities have granted him full knowledge about the world and its history.
I seek to maintain the flow of a greater will.
There, Germain is first an antagonist and then an ally to Hector as the former Forge Master pursues Isaac. The show, however, is more ambiguous about Germain's background. He wears an hourglass pendant, but whether he can freely time travel is never revealed. Instead, we come to learn Germain is obsessed with gaining access to the Infinite Corridor, another element borrowed from Curse of Darkness. The show depicts the Infinite Corridor as a sort of wormhole, allowing people to travel across space and time and reach other universes. Now, Germain has used the Infinite Corridor in the past, suggesting he may hail from another time and possibly another world altogether. Now, Germain winds up getting his wish in the finale. Sort of. He helps close the portal to hell and prevents Dracula's return, but in the process, he's dragged into the Infinite Corridor. Germain's parting words are a promise to find Trevor and Sypha again. But as to where he'll wind up now, that's really anyone's guess. He could be dragged into the future. If the series ever does jump ahead 100 years to Dracula's resurrection, that would be one way of including a familiar face. Or Germain could wind up in an alternate universe altogether. Showrunner Adi Shankar has teased a Devil May Cry series linked to Castlevania as part of his bootleg multiverse. And Germain could wind up being the character that links the two series. While Germain finds a more or less happy ending in the finale, given that he achieved his goal and has to change to locate his missing loved one, the character may be destined for a darker fate. Now, we can't help but notice a strong resemblance between Germain and the magician Isaac battles in episode 9. Now, could it be that Germain is driven insane during his time in the Infinite Corridor, emerges in the past and enslaves an entire city of innocent people? Well, let us know where you think the series is headed in the comment section down below. And for even more on Castlevania, check out our review of Season 3 and unboxing of a truly haunting Alucard statue. And for all things Castlevania, keep it right here on IGN.